So I had a friend who was feeling quite nervous about the idea of doing the intuitive training, but she said how she realized it's probably, touching in on something, touching in on a fear, and it was kind of interesting. But it made me think about, why are we afraid to get in touch with our intuition? And I think in that case it was more a sense of you're thinking, oh, I'm not intuitive, this is a thing that I can't do, I don't have this ability, and perhaps feeling shame around that. But for many people, I think there can be, for myself, I knew that when I started to listen, there were going to be things coming up that I didn't want to acknowledge, that I wasn't ready to deal with yet. And some of them I did deal with immediately, and other things I kicked down the road and I didn't address for a while, because our intuition knows this is good for me, this isn't good for me, for example. Whether that's people or jobs or situations or communities, that kind of thing. Another reason we can fear it, I know that I went through my own kind of coming out journey as an intuitive not that long ago, and I had a load of fear around it, and I still, I kind of mumble I'm an intuitive mentor at times to different people, because it feels vulnerable being seen as woo-woo. I don't want people to think I'm not living on this planet, because I very much am, like raising a child and paying bills and all the rest of it. So I think we can have this fear of perception, and that is rooted in a very real cultural issue, which was the witch trials and mystics being seen as heretics and being burnt at the stake. We can know that there's a fear of being different and being other to the norm, and the norm is logical, material. So yeah, there's another fear there. And another one that I encounter, I had for myself and with a client more recently, is like the fear of what you'll see, and that being, not the pleasant stuff, the entities or the ghosts or, the something other that's kind of dark. That can be a real fear. And I think, that is something that you can work with. I see far, I see like 95% of what I see is light. It's not that, and when it does come up, you can kind of work with it and clear it. So working with your the fear around intuition as well. I think if we are still dealing with our own trauma symptoms, I know that was a big one for me. I remember a friend saying to me, oh Nicole, if you know that you have this sensitivity, gosh, why don't you just use it and see all the pixies and the angels and everything? I said, well, I'm completely overwhelmed. Like, I'm totally overwhelmed with my own stuff. I don't want to see and feel other people's stuff right now, thank you. And I don't want to be seeing all this other stuff in the world either. So depending on where you're at can also mean it's like actually the concept of opening up to another realm or more information can feel just completely overwhelming. And I just didn't do it until I was through that phase, basically. So there's some reasons why you might fear opening up to your intuition. I don't know if any of those resonate with you. If they do, pop a message in the comments. I'll be curious to hear.